Hey, welcome back. This is Jason from TrapUp Academy. Today is the third lesson of our Facebook Ads online workshop, and we're going to talk about a very important topic, which is how can we create effective custom audiences for our Facebook Ads campaign. Now, when it comes to custom audiences, in my opinion, it is the most powerful and valuable creation that Facebook has created for advertisers like us. Because when it comes to advertising, whether it's on Facebook or any format, we don't believe, and I personally don't believe, that people will take action at the first time they see your advertisement, which is at the first encounter. In our first video, we talk about averagely, according to Facebook Blueprint, a person need to see your ad at least 2 to 3 times in 7 days to notice. And after that, they will decide whether they want to click or not. And eventually, after clicking into your website, the chances of converting is very low. But having said that, not converting doesn't mean that they are not interested. It was really the intent that brought them in to your website or open up your lead form and all that. But what is stopping them from taking action? That is the question that we ask, and we want to find the answer. Eventually, we do believe that it was all the distractions and the frictions that is causing all the unconverted, but we want to capture the intent and follow their trail to make them take the action that we want them to take. Hence, custom audiences becomes a very powerful tool for us to follow our audiences based on the intent, based on the action taken. So you can target people who have clicked onto your website, open your lead form, watch your video, interacted with your Instagram or even Facebook pages and business profile. So these are the custom audiences that we can use to create meaningful Facebook ads campaign. However, when it comes to custom audiences, we do believe that a lot of advertisers who uses that, they kind of can't find the effective way to improve their campaign performance. So for the past 10 years managing many clients or many campaigns, we found a way. We kind of have a set of methodology and guidelines in terms of how to create effective custom audiences for your business. However, if you're not familiar with custom audiences, I strongly recommend that you go into our Facebook Ads Accelerator program, where we have a very detailed walkthrough on what are custom audiences, how to create custom audiences, how to use them in your campaign, and a lot of things are included in the Facebook Ads Accelerator program. We're currently running a very special promo, and on top of that, you get to have a one-to-one session with me for me to come in and take a look at your Facebook ads campaigns, to give you constructive and strategic suggestions and recommendations to improve your campaign. Take a look at that Facebook Ads Accelerator program. Now let's come back to our topic today, the lesson number 3, how to create effective custom audiences for your Facebook ads campaign. Exactly, here is the lesson today about creating effective custom audiences. Now, basically, custom audiences, as I mentioned just now, they are people who have taken action. These are the audiences, they have taken action across the web, such as people who have taken action on your post. Of course, we have higher value actions such as clicking to your website. These are the audiences, they have taken action. These are the audiences you own because they have taken action, they belong to you. However, when it comes to custom audiences, you don't know who are these people. However, Facebook will only give you an indicative number of the audience size. So for example, one of the custom audience that you can use is you can actually use your own database, such as if you have a 10,000 phone numbers that you have collected based on your customers in the past 10 years. You can actually import these 10,000 phone numbers into Facebook, and Facebook will actually populate based on and match it to their database. They would give you such as maybe like with a 60 to 70% matching rate. They will give you an audience size of maybe 6 to 7,000, and they will say that, oh, this audience is derived from the database that you have uploaded. However, they don't tell you who are these people, which are the matching ones. However, you can use these audiences to create different kind of campaigns, such as if you know that these are the people who have bought from you, you can use these to retarget them again. Or you can actually exclude them from seeing your ad, or you can use them to create lookalike audiences. That's the fundamental, but let's take a look at how we can dive in. Essentially, these are the audiences that you own. And in my terminology, I call these warm audiences because our methodology is very straightforward. We have 3 layers of audiences. One is cold. Cold means those complete strangers that don't know about your product or services. They don't even know that they need you. However, you believe that based on your analytics, based on your targeting, your interests, your categorization, and your demographic categories, you believe that these are the people who might be interested in your product. Hence, This is the cold audiences. So you run ads to these cold audiences and you want to turn them into your warm audiences. And how? By taking certain action. That's the reason why when it comes to Facebook advertising, I always advocate that we can't look at a one action kind of advertising. You really need to build a series of actions to lead people up to the level of taking action that you want. But the nurturing process varies from different industries or even different businesses. So that is something that we have been working with our client for the past few years in terms of building a journey. If you're interested to find out more, you can contact me on how to build a journey with you for your business. So basically, we want to focus on the warm audiences because these are the people who are more likely to give us very good quality in terms of conversion. So after that, when these people have converted, they become your hot audiences. In my opinion, hot means those customers. So what can you do? In fact, you should have some plan. Why? Because these people have bought from you. According to whatever statistics out there, it says that it is so much cheaper to sell to your existing customers than acquiring new one. You have spent so much time, effort, money to bring people in and they started buying from you. What can you do to increase their customer value? That is another question that we will always prompt our clients to ask. So basically, what can we do with custom audiences? A few things. It's important for us to understand what we can do. First, we use custom audiences to retarget. What do you mean by that? To retarget means, let's say for example, I want to retarget people who have visited my website in the recent 30 days. So because in my opinion, these are higher quality audiences because they just visited not so long ago. So this is what we use for retargeting. Of course, you have many other types of custom audiences, such as people who watch your video, people who open your lead form, people who interacted with you on Facebook or Instagram and all that. Go explore, please. Go into your ads manager, click on the custom audiences and start exploring. If you need help, go into the Facebook Ads Accelerator program. We have very complete walkthrough on how to play with all these settings and everything, because that is really something that I do believe that a lot of advertisers are missing. Like I said, it's really those things that you don't know you're doing wrong that is costing you a lot of money. So first way of using custom audiences is to retarget. And the next thing is to exclude. Now, this is a very important terminology. Why should you use your custom audiences to exclude? Let me give you a very simple example. If you run lead generation, lead generation campaign, which is a method for you to run ads and get people to give you their phone numbers, their email address, their information so that you can take action upon them. Now, those people who have submitted lead in the past up to 90 days, of course, that's where we can go. Do you exclude them? You must do that. Why? Because you don't want these people to see your ad again, because eventually, if they still keep seeing your advertisement, you'll be wasting money, you'll be creating ad fatigue, and this is something that you don't want to see in your business. So to exclude is a very, very important idea that business must wrap their mind around. So the end action that you want them to take must be excluded. Now, the third way of using the custom audiences is to create lookalike audiences. Now, lookalike audiences is yet another super powerful creation by Facebook. Lookalike audiences are essentially people who look like your custom audiences. We already understand that custom audiences are the audiences that you own, such as people who have clicked to your website, people who have bought from you, in a sense, phone numbers, your database. Now, Facebook will be able to analyze these audiences and they will start creating a set of audiences that look like these audiences. It is really powerful. So fundamentally, these are the three types of methods that you can use custom audiences, but there are certain things that we want to look into that. So first, we look at custom audiences for retargeting. What should we look at when we are creating custom audiences for retargeting? First, we want to aim for the right action. The quality of it is really important. Now, let me give you an example. People who have visited your website, as in like those audiences who click and go to your website, versus those who have added to cart. For example, if you run an e-commerce website, these are two different sets of custom audiences. They represent different kind of quality. Now, we need to decide which one we want to use. So the quality is really important. How deep is the action? And then we will look at the quantity. Because for a retargeting campaign to run, based on our analysis. Now, these numbers, we don't have a very definitive one from Facebook, but according to our recent campaign, we realized that we need an audience size of at least about 160 to 200 to start running, which means, let's say if you're targeting people who have visited your website in the past 1 week and you have a very small audience size, which is about, about 100 of them, your ads may not run. You may already have the quality that you have already decided, but it has to have the quantity in order for the whole campaign to run. So that's the second thing that you need to really look into. And of course, the third one is, how long do you want to retarget them for? Now, this is where a lot of advertisers make mistake. Let me give you a very simple example. Now, one of the ways of creating custom audiences is to look at people who have visited your website. In order to create that custom audiences, you need to have your Facebook pixel installed. Now, when it comes to website retargeting, Facebook allow you to retarget people up to 180 days, which is those people who have visited your website 6 months ago up to today, you can still retarget them. Now, this is the question. Do you want to go for up to 180 days? The answer is yes and no. Okay, but for retargeting, it is totally not recommended to go for 180 days. Let me give you a very simple explanation on this. If you retarget people who have visited your website in the past 180 days to see your advertisement, so what happens is, as long as you're running this campaign, you don't stop it. What might happen is, if I come in and visit your website from today onwards, up to 6 months to come, I'll be seeing the same advertisement from you. Do you want this to happen? That is exactly what I mean by one of the potential mistakes and traps a lot of Facebook advertisers kind of fall into, because it is not about greedy, it is not about, ignorant, it is about you don't really understand the concept of, the first in, first out mechanism, and it's really important for you to understand that. So that is the duration that you should look into. Now, the second way of using custom audiences is for exclusion. Now, as I already explained to you just now, let's do a quick recap. When it comes to exclusion, it is usually excluding the go action, such as, like I mentioned, those people who have submitted lead on your lead gen campaign and forms should be excluded because they have already completed all the actions that you want them to take on your whole campaign process. Remember the action funnel that we talked about in the second video? So they have already completed the final action, so they should be excluded. So the go actions exclusion is really the key. So when it comes to website, of course, you need to exclude people who have purchased. So basically, these are exclusion based on go actions. Now, the second way of using custom audience for exclusion is you need to use this to help you optimize your Facebook ads campaign. Like I mentioned just now, those people who have already submitted leads should not see your ad anymore. Else you'll be creating ad fatigue and you'll be wasting money. So this is something that we want you to start looking into your custom audiences setting. It is utmost critical and it is really important for you to understand all these important concepts. So this is how you use custom audiences for exclusion. Now, the third way of using custom audiences is to create lookalike audiences. Like I shared with you earlier, lookalike audiences is really one of the most beautiful and important gifts Facebook has created for advertisers. Basically, they are people who look like your set of audiences, the people that you already own, such as those who have visited your website, those who have purchased from you on your website and all. So the first rule of thumb of using custom audiences for lookalike is you have to decide the right action. So the right action means the quality. The higher level of action that you're using to create lookalike audience, the higher the quality your lookalike audiences is. So the right action is really the key. Let me give you an example. Let's say if you have a 1-minute video, okay, to create custom audiences, you can start from people who watched your video up to 3 seconds. Starting from 3 seconds up to 95%. So that is exactly what I mean here. The right action is something that you want to look into. If you go for 3 seconds, simply just scroll through that is already like 3 seconds. So that is really, really low quality. That is something that we may not want to use. So we need to determine, is it 50%? Is it 95% that has higher quality? We need to look into the overall the content even from that perspective. So the right duration as well, as in like we want to create a custom audience of how long to be used to create lookalike. So usually for lookalike audience, we can go for the longest, such as people who have visited your website. Oh no, we don't use that. People who have purchased from your website up to 180 days ago. And because by going for the longest duration, we can have better number going into the custom audience. Because the next thing here is really the key, because we need to have the right size. For custom audiences that you want to use to create lookalike audience, your custom audience must have at least 1,000 and above. 1,000 valid audiences inside. Facebook will tell you that, hey, this is about, less than 1,000. And above 1,000, they will give you a rough number. So if you have a custom audience size smaller than 1,000, I don't recommend that you use it to create the lookalike audience, because they won't be able to give you a quality lookalike audience. So there you go, the 3 ways that you should consider using your custom audiences for. Remember, whether you are using it for your retargeting or exclusion, or even to create lookalike audiences, it's about the quality, the quantity, and the duration that makes the most impact to your campaign. So decide, you need to really have a very clear idea when you're creating a custom audience. What do you want to use it for? So we recommend that you write down first, you put down your idea first before you create your custom audiences. Of course, all the custom audiences, when you create, it can be deleted anytime. However, to make sure you are not deleting the custom audiences that you're already using for your campaign. So that wraps up to our 3-lesson Facebook Ads Online workshop. I hope you benefit from this. Consider join the Facebook Ads Accelerator program, because it is a growing library of Facebook ads related content, not just video. We do have a lot of templates and calculators that we use ourselves and even for our clients' campaign to improve the campaign tracking and the monitoring and the performances. Take a look at it, because now we are doing a very special promotion. Not to forget, you have 7 days, no question asked, money back guarantee. So in another word, this is totally risk-free to join. Come in and take a look. And best still, if you sign up now, we are giving away a one-to-one coaching session with me, where I will personally come in and take a look at your Facebook ads campaign to give you constructive and strategic recommendations and suggestions to improve the campaign. Please share this with your friend, whoever who might benefit from these 3 lessons of online workshop. And thank you so much for joining. I look forward to work with you in the near future.